P.2quared journal, entry 13. Today is October 18th, 2021. Time is 5:01 a.m. So yesterday I came to terms with the fact that I was ignoring certain pieces of this theory because I wasn't comfortable with them. And so I spent a lot of time yesterday trying to rewrite the dynamics of a Helix constituents dynamic when it is ejected from a particle, trying to see if I could find something that made as much sense as what I had come up with before. I wasn't able to make any progress on that, but as I ran into a lot of obstacles trying to reformulate the basic idea of the theory, the hypothesis, I realized that the thing that I was ignoring wasn't the fact that I was giving the Helix constituent moles, way too many vectors it's in a way that it couldn't handle it. The problem is that I was ignoring the fact that in order to make this idea work properly, you have to conceive a Helix constituent not as a single particle, but as multiple particles in and of itself, which is crazy at first thought. Because basically what the solution to the problem that I ran into yesterday is if you think of a helix as just this one object, and if you have almost complete energy transfer when one helix has a collision with another, then it's very difficult to assume rotation. So the solution, at least in the short term, and I'll continue to work on this, is to, instead of thinking of it as one object, think of it as a chain of objects, which is a very interesting way to solve the problem. It allows for a more Newtonian concept, but it also gives us what I'm calling a level 3 uncertainty principle issue. Because if we don't know where an electron is, and we don't exactly know what an electron's form is, we know how it interacts and we can give it a general shape. This becomes a level 2 problem because electrons and really all subatomic particles are made of this helix shape. But then we have a level 3 problem when we ask, what in the world is this thing? So it dives deep into, okay, we're creating more problems than we're finding answers to. But I'm pretty sure I can find the Einstein quote where he said something along those lines. It's a true statement though. Whenever you find a solution to one problem that you had, you now have at least 3 more problems. So this is the thing that makes the most sense at this point. So I have to rework some of the paper before I can proceed giving discussions on the paper like we did in entry 11, because this changes a lot of the theory, because then you also have to not only discuss the helical constituent, but you also have to discuss the constituent of the constituent, which means I don't think that we should ever call something indivisible ever again. What these constituents are, I have no idea, and I didn't write that very good. It's It'll be an interesting deep dive, but from a practical application standpoint, I think when you get past a layer 3 uncertainty principle issue, that you are definitely entering the realm of either philosophy or religion. And you need to leave that alone until you get to the point where you can manage all of the other layers of uncertainty above it. Because once you can get control of an atom, you can do a lot with technology. You can do even more once you get control of a helix constituent, because then you can start to control forces. If there is a civilization out there, assuming this hypothesis is true, that can control and manifest these, because manifest is the only word I know to put there, because the dynamics of a particle like this is beyond my current realm of understanding. So a more spiritual, etheric word seems to be appropriate considering what we're discussing. We would probably look at that civilization and say that they are gods, because of the power that would come from being able to manipulate a constituent of a constituent would give them. Just like if ancient civilizations saw us and the technology we had, they would say that we are some sort of god from, well, we think of gods from the future, but they would look at us as divinely powered. So this is the solution to yesterday's problem. I might have to take a break from talking about helical interactions just so that I can really hammer this out, or I may just keep updating along the way. Because this doesn't change the game, but it changes the fundamental interactions between helixes quite a lot. So yeah, that's it for this one. If this made sense, please let me know. If this did not make sense and something needs to be explained better, please also let me know. Never run from something that doesn't make sense. Everything that doesn't make sense and everything that you don't want to encounter in a theory or a hypothesis, since this is a hypothesis, is the things that need to be addressed. Because the darkest spots of your hypothesis are always where the greatest gain is going to be found. So I'm going to hammer this out and see you in the next entry.